What's going on, you guys? I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome back to my James Bond review series. I'm gonna be reviewing some of the James Bond films, ones that I either particularly like or ones that are special in a way that they are maybe so bad they're good, or ones that you can't not talk about them, or some of the more memorable ones. I'm not going to be reviewing every single James Bond film. I decided on that because there's way too many to really talk about here, especially before No Time to Die. I might review some of the if any that I don't review maybe this year, I will review in later years. So now we're going to be talking about the second James Bond film, one that I do think deserves a bit more praise than it does, and one thing I think people don't talk about enough, and that's From Russia with Love. Now, this film came out exactly a year after the first one, Dr. No, and it deals with 007 trying to deal with the crime organization Spectre that was from the first movie, and he tries to steal a decoding device while also traveling to Istanbul. And you could tell that this film is a bit of an improvement over the first one, especially because they had more money at their disposal. Whereas, like the first movie, if you look at the budget, they didn't have a lot. The company who made this movie, who made the first one, did not have too much at their disposal to make a really high rate action movie like the ones we're used to seeing today. So they were like, okay, we're gonna have to stick with a little bit of a crime drama thriller. And not today, but so they had to keep it low. And then once they realized that Dr. No earned a shit ton of money at the box office, they decided, okay, now we can make a more generic action. We can now make a more high rate action movie. And I gotta say, the action in this movie is a bit of a step up from the first movie. And I will say, this movie is an improvement over the first one. Granted, if this review is short, I honestly apologize, because there isn't really too much I can say about this movie because of how much there isn't really talked about. Fun fact, actually, this film was actually the final film to be viewed by Ian Fleming, because if you look up trivia on IMDb, there's that fun fact. And this is actually This was Sean Connery's personal favorite of the Bond films that he starred in, and I can see why. This isn't my favorite Sean Connery film, which we will get to later, and this film is definitely a big step up from the first one. Sean Connery as James Bond, still fantastic, still quite a bit of a ladies' man. He still gets the girls. He's still hitting on Moneypenny at times, and and I will say the locations are great too. There's even a train fight in this movie, which did establish future train fights in future films that I thought was pretty cool to watch. There's even I think it's in this movie, or was it? No, I think there's like a fight. There's like a gun shootout scene in this, which I thought was pretty entertaining. Towards the beginning or kind of towards the middle of the film, that I thought was pretty well done. There was a lot more stunt people, so you could tell again this movie had a lot of money attached to it because the first one was such a huge success, and there's not really that much memorable people here, and so yeah, again, I apologize if this review was short, but there isn't really too much I can say about this movie, particularly the fact that one issue I have with it, it's kind of forgettable as a James Bond film, but I still really enjoy it. It's not one of my favorites, but it is definitely one of the best ones that I have seen so far out of all the James Bonds that I've seen. So far, I've gotten all the way to You Only Live Twice. That's as far as I've gotten so far in these last 2 weeks. But I will say, I definitely recommend you check out From Russia with Love. I do think it's worth your time, and I didn't want to spoil anything because I know it's not very well known, but I'm definitely gonna give it an A-. So From Russia with Love gets an A-, and that doesn't mean this movie is less good than Dr. No. I just think that because of its lack of a big audience and because of it being kind of forgettable, that's what kind of brings it down as far as the grade goes. But for me, this is one film that I would kind of flow towards this one more than Dr. No. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Look forward to my next James Bond review, which will be Goldfinger. I'm going to be reviewing that one, and I hope you guys are doing great. I just want to let you guys know that also my goal is currently up on my Instagram channel. If I can get to 100 subscribers, I will review the first ever horror film that I ever saw. The film that got me to where I am today, the film that made me a big horror fanatic, And hopefully I can get there pretty soon so you guys can see that video. Like, what horror movie made you the way you are? It's like, yep, you'll find out. I have to reach 100 subscribers first. So that's my goal for right now. And please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you guys later.